In this video, I'm going to show you step by step how you can set up an automated repricer for your Amazon FBA book business. If you watch this complete video, you'll have the complete copy and paste template that you can use. And we're going to be using BQool because it's a great software. They've been in business for years, and they were kind enough to actually help me set up the exact settings that I've loved using in my business for years. So there's a philosophy to repricing, and I call this the perfect repricing strategy. Now, there's no perfect repricing strategy. There's always going to be issues. That's a full disclaimer, but this is what I think Amazon FBA booksellers should be doing in their business. And here it is. I'll line that out. And real quick, for anyone that doesn't know, my name's Avery, aka Roma the Roamer. I've sold millions on Amazon. I think 4 or 5 million. I need to total up my sales. It's been a while since I've done that. And I actually built and sold my Amazon FBA book business. I've successfully exited it. And this strategy that we're outlining in this video is what I used for years in my Amazon FBA book business. So the repricing strategy is simple. When we initially price books, we set the most optimistic price that we think it can sell for. Okay. So we don't want to be the lowest price because the first price that you set for a book might be the last price. So let's try and make as much profit as possible by pricing faster moving books at higher prices. How do we successfully do this? I created a software called GoToLister, and you guys don't have to use my software, but hopefully by looking at my initial pricing rules that we use for smart pricing, this is automatically done for you when you use GoToLister and you select smart pricing when you're listing your items. This will just give you a good idea of what you should be pricing your items at. So you can see if the book is very fast selling between 1 and 125,000, we're actually going to come in at FBA slot 4. What does that mean? We're not going to be the lowest offer. We are going to be the 4th lowest FBA offer. Now, as an FBA seller, you only compete against other FBA sellers for the most part, unless it's a super high ranked book. So you can see basically what these triggers do, or what these smart pricing rules do, is they price your faster moving inventory at higher prices. And if there's no FBA offers, this is a special option here. We do price your inventory 20% higher than the lowest price, because imagine somebody's selling their book for $20, but there's no FBA offers. You could easily come in at $24, $25, even $30 and get the sale. So it's important to send in your books at an optimistic price if the sales data is there, if the sales rank is low, and if it does seem like it's going to sell fast. So we set our price initially, and I personally like to let that price sit for 30 days. Don't change it. See if that book does sell for the intended price that you set it for. And then from 30 days to 90 days, or you could do this from 0 days to 90 days if you just want to move your inventory faster, we're just going to match the buy box price. We're just going to match wherever the buy box is and try and get sales there. Now, here's a caveat. Every night, what we're going to do is we are going to reprice our inventory all the way up to allow all of our inventory to breathe. And what this is effectively going to do with BQool is allow these book listings to recover in price. So for example, you have a book, it's listed for $15. Overnight, you reprice it up to your maximum price of $25. The next lowest price above you was $17. The next morning, when you reprice back down, the book is now buy boxing for $17. You've effectively raised the market value price of that book by $2. I did not make this up. I host the Miami Sellers Conference down in Miami, Florida, and Scott Needham came and spoke at my event. He was able to take his business from doing 14% to 18% net margin. He was able to take his net margin from 14% to 18% simply by repricing his inventory up at night. Then at 90 days, what we're going to do is we're going to start undercutting the buy box just by a penny to speed up sales. A lot of people frown on this, but hey, we're in the business of selling inventory. We don't want this inventory sitting there forever. So it's important to start really pricing aggressively to get the sale. Then at 150 days, that's where we get really aggressive. We start to reprice down, really fast. We lower our minimum price to below break even. We basically want to sell the book for less than what it would cost us to remove the book. So it cost, $1.80 to remove the book. So if we're losing $1.75, it'd be better to sell the book and get a negative $1.75 payout than to pay $1.80 for the book to be removed. And that's essentially the repricing strategy. And, this, I believe, encompasses a lot. It's very simple, but it does allow you to have that breathing room at night. It is allowing the first 30 days for the book to sell at those higher prices. And you're moving slower, selling inventory aggressively towards the end. So if you guys want to implement this strategy, I'm about to pass it off to Samuel from BQool. And what he's going to do is show you step-by-step in the computer how you can actually just copy and paste what he has on the screen to set up Romer's repricing template for yourself. And guys, remember, if you sign up through the link below, you will get a 30-day extended trial to BQool, and that'll give the channel some coffee money. So much love, and hopefully you enjoy this video. Peace.
And so we're going to show you how to use Romer's rule right now. To set up Romer's rule, you go into the repricing rules, you click that, and you click on add new rule, and this will bring you to this place where you can add different type of rules. Inside the BQool software, we're going to click on AI-powered match buy box. And what AI-powered match buy box does is it's going to reprice to the buy box price and then go above it. It's going to reprice incrementally down to the buy box price. And then we're going to select AI grow profit here, and we're going to call it Romer's rule for booksellers. And then we're going to go to next. And then in the next part here, we're going to set up kind of like a scheduler where you could reprice up proactively. And then, so here we have a apply price looping strategy that we could do. For our repricer here, you could raise your price up to 8 times a day. And for our training purpose here, we're going to raise it maybe 3 times a day, so every 8 hours. And then we're going to raise it maybe to the buy box price plus, let's say, maybe 10%. Yeah, just as an example. And you can use different methods as you want here. And you could keep your price maybe, let's say, for 60 minutes. So this is going to reprice up 3 times a day. You could also select different times of the day if you want by picking the different hours. And then we're going to go down here when buy box is suppressed. And when buy box is suppressed, you mentioned that if you're the only FBA seller, you want to price it higher than, let's say, other FBM sellers. And so here in the setting here, we're going to pick lowest price. And when you pick lowest price, it's going to compete only with the same type of competition. Nice. So if you're FBA, it would only compete against other FBA. So in our example, let's say we want to be 20% higher than the other FBA that's on here. We could actually set it up like this, and then we could go to next. And then so this is the first part of the rule, and then we're going to save and finish. So now we have the first part of the rule. Now we're going to move to the second part where, let's say it's already been maybe 30 days, maybe 60 days, and now you actually need to reprice more aggressively to get the buy box. So in order to set that up, we're going to go add new rule again. So we did the first part, and now we're in step 2. In step 2, we're going to use conditional repricing, which is right here, conditional repricing. And under conditional repricing, we're going to select inventory age conditions. So we have the inventory age conditions, and I'm going to call this the inventory age conditions Romer's rule for booksellers, and then I go to next. And then here is really simple and easy. You don't have to do too much settings here. We're going to use the defaults, but we're going to make some modifications because this is from a 7-figure bookseller that we're talking about here. So for here, we're going to pick estimated profit, and we're going to select $1.80. Okay, so if it's after, let's say, between 90 days and above, and you do want to get the turnover so you can actually get the cash back, maybe you have to pay your credit card. Maybe you have other opportunities that you want to invest your money in. You got to set up $1.80. It's great to at least sell the book. You could possibly get feedback. You could improve your account. You have better maybe IPI scores for your Amazon account as well. So here we put $1.80, and we picked rule plus min price. And then we set it at the AI sales maximizer, which is the most aggressive rule that we have. Now, when we come back down here, between 0 and 30 days, we had set up the AI 2.0 rules, which is focused on profits, which is not going to go lower than the buy box price. And we're going to go down here and we're going to pick AI grow profit, Romer's rule for booksellers right here. And then you're done. Yeah, pretty much. And you go to next, we save and finish, and now you could just apply that rule to your listing. Now, we have several ways to apply that rule. I'm just going to go back into our managed listing here. So if it's for this product, I just have to go to the rule right here. And I'm going to, I actually probably have to refresh, but I'm going to pick the inventory age rule for booksellers, for Romer for booksellers. And then I just have to save that and it'll start repricing according to those specific rules. So it's that simple, it's that easy. We also have a rule-based handout, but here you can take a quick shot if you have a limited budget and you just want to match buy box. But if you want to use Romer's rule, this is the way to set up Romer's AI rule. You could do this in this way, so you could see that on the screen here. But we're going to change that to $1.80. Yeah, so we're going to change it to a negative $1.80. And that's pretty much how you set up Romer's rule.